everybody. This is Hollywoodlife Live, and we are here today with big breaking news. Beyonce is pregnant with twins. How fantastic is that? We're going to tell you all about it, plus the exclusive scoop that we broke on this just this past weekend. But before we get to that, let me introduce you to my Hollywood Life teammates here. This is Katrina, Mitzeltiotis, our fashion director.
I want to do something good for humanity.
How about sterilization?
I don't want to do this anymore. And my buttons, they don't feel nothing like steel.
What the hell is that?
A dress.
Says who?
Calvin Klein. You're a virgin who can't drive.
That is really exciting news, Bonnie. And along with Beyonce, Scott Disick was caught with more than one model, which is always, Scott being Scott. And Selena and the Weeknd are really heating up and, going to the Grammys together, even talking marriage, right?
That's right. But again, before we dig into all of this juicy news, we've got to introduce you to our producer, Gino Orlandini.
Gino, the producer, dropping beats and dropping that knowledge.
Yo, what's going on? I always appreciate when celebrities drop huge bombshell news right before we come live on the air for our weekly Hollywood Life live segment. It just makes our lives a lot easier, does it not?
It
Yeah,
does.
thank
They
you,
must
Beyonce.
know. Thanks, Beyonce. And also, I love how she introduces her pregnancies. This time, she went on Instagram and posted a beautiful picture of herself with her bare belly showing the twins' bump and with the announcement. And let me just read to you what she said in this beautiful announcement on Instagram. We would like to share our love and happiness. We have been blessed 2 times over. We are incredibly grateful that our family will be growing by 2. And we thank you for your well wishes, the Carters. How great is that?
I know. It's so, there was speculation. And then to see her like that in the background, she's in the bra and it's great. I love it.
Bare belly, bra, and in front of a giant wreath of gorgeous roses. Now, remember, the first time when she was pregnant with Blue Ivy,
VMAs,
she showed off her bump while she was dancing at the VMAs.
Performing.
She surprised everybody.
Yeah, it was
with
awesome.
that one too.
I wonder, how far along Beyonce is here. Really exciting.
I'm going to guess that she's about 5, maybe even 6 months. She's got a definite showing bump, but it is twins.
Yeah, it's twins.
It's twins, so you get bigger faster. I would say at least 5 months.
Okay.
Celebrities tend to not want to announce pregnancy until they're kind of a little bit farther
it's
along
true.
because early in the pregnancy, different things can happen. You never know. You don't want to jump the gun
Well,
with the
most
announcement.
women wait till 3 months at least anyway.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think with twins, you might wait longer. But I mean, that is definitely a showing bump. So
It is.
that's why I'm thinking she's got to be about 5 months. But what's interesting is she posted pictures at Christmas on her Instagram. And in those pictures, she had a very plunging top on. And, but it was dark. Like, it was hard to see on her
And I mean,
stomach.
it was more
That
of
was 2 months ago.
Yeah. I don't
12
know.
months.
That's a slideshow. And, Beyonce has used Photoshop time and
That's
again.
right. And
her Ivy Park, their new campaign came out, and the pictures of her, she looks amazing. You wouldn't think she's pregnant at all, but then in a video, you can actually see that she's way more fuller. So I definitely think some Photoshop magic was used in that instance to hide her bump.
This is the live video segment where we just describe Beyonce's Instagram for you for 30 minutes.
Sorry. No,
No,
but
I'm just kidding.
the campaign literally just came out. So even seeing it, it's like, wait,
it's
she's not
on
pregnant.
Hollywood Life.
Yeah,
You can
so
come on the site and you can see
you
all the
could
pictures.
actually see the pictures too to see the difference.
I know, but listen, Gino, we like to analyze the bumps.
Yes, no, I agree.
And the size. It's almost like being a detective. We're like Sherlock Holmes of baby bumps here.
Well, I have to say, speaking of detective work, we were on the case over
That's
the weekend
right.
on Saturday, January 28th. We said that Beyonce was possibly pregnant. Her friends were talking about this.
What we said is that a baby announcement was going to come soon.
And
So
here we are.
We
And-
had the scoop.
Yeah, we nailed it. We nailed this one.
It's awesome.
right.
What's really interesting is she's one of the headliners at Coachella. So, I wonder if she'll be on stage showing off her baby bump or if she's going to back out of
And
that.
when's Coachella? In April?
That's in April.
Yeah.
It's mid-April. So it's
I don't think she'll back out.
it's the weekend of like the 14th, 15th, 16th, and then the following weekend as well.
I don't think she'll back out because
Yeah.
I think Beyonce performed at the VMAs when she was pregnant before. And I mean, just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you can't
That's true.
perform.
That's
it's
very
not like
true.
she's on tour and having
Yeah,
to do
that's true
this
too.
every single night. Lots of women have performed when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see unless she has some health issues. But
Yeah.
listen, I think this is such exciting news because Blue Ivy is already 5 years old, and we have heard at Hollywood Life that Blue Ivy's been asking her parents for a sibling for quite some time.
Well, now she's getting 2.
I know.
And do you think IVF might have been involved here because she's pregnant with twins?
I always think that with
Yeah.
celebrities,
Well,
right?
with twins too.
Yeah.
Twins are hereditary, and sometimes people do have them out of the blue. But
Well,
No pun intended.
There are so many more
Literally.
twins around these days because of fertility treatments.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take fertility drugs and not have to do IVF. Like you might, if you take fertility drugs, it can make you ovulate and have produce multiple eggs a month, and you can get twins that way. And then IVF, of course, you take special drugs, you produce multiple eggs, and then the embryos are implanted back into your uterus.
Bonnie, right before we came on air, I actually reached out to Jay-Z for a comment, and this is what he got back to us with.
Focus, man.
Implanted back
Young Hope, you heard? Focus, young Hope, you heard?
That's what he said.
Jay-Z
Oh, yeah.
for a comment.
I guess he focused.
yeah,
Well, just think
Jay-Z's
about
little
it. Like, this
boy.
is like their lemonade babies.
they are lemonade.
They're
babies.
lemonade
That's
babies.
right.
So they put their marriage
Wow.
back together after all of the problems that they were having and the speculation about Becky with the great
The
great
good
hair,
hair,
Becky
yeah.
with the good hair, and now they're happy again.
Yeah,
They're in formation. And
That's
these
for
babies
sure.
are in her stomach in formation.
That's definitely true.
That's Beyonce said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited about this. It was interesting how we found out about this too over the weekend because our source was telling us that everyone in Beyonce's inner circle was keeping quiet about the rumors that were sort of swirling.
Yeah, because rumors had started to swirl at the end of last week, and in fact, we wrote a story, Beyonce Pregnant, ? Because one of the unretouched photos from the Ivy Park campaign had leaked, and she looked big. And it was so funny. We were here in the office, and I was saying, because I've been pregnant, so I was saying, no, she does look pregnant. Like, she looks thicker. And I was arguing with some of our staff here who was saying, nah, it's just a photo. And I said, it could be. She looks kind of thick to me. And it turned out those were the unretouched photos.
And what's really interesting too is we have a new exclusive that just came in, and it says that Beyonce's ecstatic, can't wait to meet the new babies, but this is it for them. They're more than happy to end with 3.
Oh, I bet. I mean,
So we
3,
shouldn't expect any more
3 is a pretty
babies.
big family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Well, we blew the lid off this because her inner circle went like quiet when we reached out.
Yeah.
Normally they would deny the rumors outright and say no, or they just laugh it off. But we couldn't get any comment this time when we reached
And
out.
that's always a sign
Yes.
when you get no comment that something could be going
Coming.
on.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that whatever issues they were having in their marriage, that they've resolved them, they turned them into an incredibly creative outlet with Formation and that whole album, and then they've turned them into a fertile result, and that Blue Ivy's going to have her little twin baby sisters, brothers, sister and brother, whatever combo they get.
Yeah, Blue Ivy's gonna have to share her toys.
So I'm sure they can afford an extra bedroom.
Well, there's been a lot of celebrity reaction to this. I mean, it's amazing. First of all, before we came in here, and it had only been about an hour, there were over 500,000 tweets about
crazy.
Beyonce being pregnant, and a ton of celebrities were already weighing in and giving their congrats. Let me find our story here. We had Zendaya, I know. Sophie Beam was on there.
Friends of the podcast.
Yes, that's right. Friends of the podcast. Like, everybody was so excited. They could hardly wait to tell them how excited they were. It's very interesting, too, because February 1st, of course, is the start of Black History Month. And now
Very
Beyonce's
true.
making history.
I'm sure there was something behind the timing there.
We actually...
Nicki Minaj tweeted.
what did she say?
Well, she left a comment with just some hearts and a little, like a baby ribbon. And then Zendaya commented, absolutely radiant. Best Coast reacted. I don't know if we care about Best Coast reaction. I like them. Tegan and Sarah reacted. Who Runs the World? Twins at Beyonce.
I love that.
So that's kind of great. Obviously, the celeb universe is very, very excited. Tia Mowry reposted it. I mean, Rita Ora reposted it. It's just,
Betsy Johnson, the designer, twins. Big congratulations to Beyonce.
Yeah, the Bayhive is very excited.
Yeah, the Bayhive. Oh, Rita Ora said
Rihanna.
congrats. Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things.
Let's move on. Let's not sit here and read our phones though. Let's move on.
Okay. So the thing is that we're gonna have a lot of fun now watching this bump grow, and also figuring out exactly when the due date's going to be and everything that happened behind the scenes, and we will be reporting on all of that. But I think everybody really needed this because there hasn't been any fabulous celebrity news and good news in a long time. And well, I mean,
Thank
there
you for
hasn't. But
Beyonce.
we need some good news because
Yeah.
it's been such a
That's true.
tough 13 days since.
Yes,
a certain person was inaugurated.
Yes, but in other good news, Selena Gomez and The Weeknd are definitely still going strong, and they put a smile on my face.
Going
so.
strong. They're going stronger. They are doing an entire love fest through Italy. First, we spotted them in Florence, walking hand in hand there, and going to see the David in the Uffizi Gallery. It's a very famous museum in Florence, and then we saw them taking a ride in a gondola, and I was like,
Venice,
I think they've gone to Venice, and it turns out, sure enough, they've gone to Venice.
The Weeknd was asleep in the back of a gondola, taking a little nap. Selena Gomez posted that to her Instagram story and immediately deleted it.
But this is
Selena.
serious because she's now posted an Instagram of him, and he's posted an Instagram of her.
Yeah, so it's obviously
So
the
this
real
is
deal.
official.
Yeah, E! News even reported that this vacation cost $240,000. $240,000. Like what?
So they
Yeah.
weren't like just going backpacking
They were
through
maybe.
Europe then.
Did they buy the Uffizi Palace?
Yeah,
or what?
like
I'm
they
unsure.
brought the David home, maybe.
Yeah, they
Like,
must
what
have.
do you do with
Because
that money?
I don't even know how you could possibly spend that kind of dough.
They
Actually,
must
even
have been
if you're-
staying in like the best of the best.
You know what?
rooms.
I don't believe that. Number one, The
Yeah, that is a
Weeknd
lot
is
of
a
money.
star. He may be a star boy, but he has not been that like a star for long enough to be able to like just blow 250 grand in a few days.
I don't know. It's very expensive to go to Florence. My aunt took me on a very 5-star vacation to Florence when I was about 18. This is
that
like a
expensive.
long
I
time
know.
ago.
I've been there
And
multiple
we
times. It's
stayed
not that expensive.
We flew first class. We stayed in penthouses, and it was tens of thousands of dollars. And that was a long time ago. For I'm sure they were doing a lot more than we did.
Well, listen, okay. If you factor in the private airplane,
Yeah, the private jet.
that
Yes.
could add another, $50,000, $60,000. But still, even if you stay in the best hotel and you go to the finest restaurants, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
I think security is also probably an issue.
Yeah, true.
But we
They
also
didn't look like they were getting mobbed by fans, though, in the photos.
There were some photos of them like posing with fans and
Yeah, they
smiling.
were-
I think this kind of I
we
remember
also
fan
heard that
accounts.
they eschewed the private tour through the museums and actually just chose to walk with the crowds, kind of like normal people.
Yeah, they blended in.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
the
cool.
the Italians were not quite as
Onto
crazy about Selena.
Yeah.
They left her a little bit more space.
Yeah.
She's not the Pope over there.
Right. And
She is here.
It's really cool to see them kind of jet away and get this vacation, and especially before the Grammys, which will be their like official couple coming out.
If they go together,
Event
because the
together,
Weeknd
yeah.
is supposed to perform, and we've heard that he wants Selena to go as his date.
Yeah,
so
his plus one.
they could now. First,
Even if they don't do the carpet together,
Yeah,
she could
they
be
could be
there with him. We're
sitting.
hearing that, they're going to sit together during the show and she's going to be there for the performance. I hope they do the carpet together. I think it would be amazing.
Oh, it would
but
be
you
so
never know.
fantastic, and she will look so beautiful.
Yeah.
But we're also so there's a lot of crazy stories out today. There is a report that she's already pregnant, and
What is this the weekly? Is this weekly Wednesday
That's
nonsense?
right.
Oh, Bonnie, why do we
She's-
even mention them?
She's already pregnant, according to Life and Style magazine.
Lies
And-
and Style magazine.
Oh,
as they call
don't say
them.
that. Listen, sometimes they get things right, okay? Don't diss them. But they're saying she's already pregnant and that they're already talking weddings. Now, the thing is, The Weeknd has been quoted, and he's really said this, that he thinks he'll have babies before he gets married.
You know what?
So they could be doing the baby first in
I
a
don't
marriage.
see, as much as, Selena is a great big sister, and I'm sure we always hear that she can't wait to be a mom. She's ready to take that step. I don't know. Selena's had a pretty rough year. I think
Yes,
a
she
whirlwind
has.
romance and jetting off to Italy is pretty much probably all she can handle right now. I think she's probably just basking and enjoying it. It's the new phases of a relationship.
What we are hearing is that, and we spoke to a body language expert who analyzed a number of photos and said that they really are very connected, both in chemistry connected, but also emotionally connected as friends, and that their body language is very loving and comfortable and intimate and respectful. So I love to hear those kind of words about a relationship.
We also hear that Abel is thinking of taking Selena to his hometown of Toronto.
that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe she's gonna meet the fam, and that they have kind of a Valentine's Day planned
Yes.
where they're gonna do maybe a little recording session together, work on some music, do some writing, because Abel feels like that's where he can
That's
really.
the Weeknd's real name.
Yeah, that's where he can really express
And he
himself.
is one of my compatriots because I'm from Toronto too.
Fellow Canadian. If you're playing along with the body full of drinking game at
be
home, she has
sure.
mentioned Canada, so you have to take a drink.
Yes, that's two mentions.
I
Drake,
can't help it. I
Two
mean, that's where
mentions.
he's from.
the three biggest names in hip hop in Canada are Drake, The Weeknd, and
Bonnie
Fuller. So that's all very exciting.
That's where
news.
hip hop really started.
Yeah, but I think it's cool that he plans to write with music with Selena and thinks that it'll really strengthen their bond. And that's something, that he probably didn't do with Bella. And we're also hearing that.
She's not a musician.
Well,
so.
exactly. But they obviously share a very deep connection on
Yeah.
a different level because of their careers. And we're also hearing that this is really Bella's first heartbreak. And even though her career is totally taking off, she still can't shake this. It is just keeping her down, and her family and friends are rallying around her. And that's why Haley Baldwin just posted a picture that seemed to be shading Selena.
And what did it say?
And it was just saying that, I'm going to pull it up.
Oh, she retweeted this video. This
No, it was a picture of them.
It was a tour. She tweeted this video that Bella did this tour of her apartment in New York and said, "Who could be cuter than
Yeah.
Than Bella Hadid?
No one, yeah.
Absolutely no one." Which seemed to be a little subtle.
Yeah,
Haley,
subtle.
Of course, Haley and
subtle.
Selena
Haley
don't have
Baldwin's
the best.
Yeah, Haley's subtle shade game is on point. Exactly,
Yes.
that's why.
Haley, also I'm sure with her love triangle with Selena and Bieber,
Right.
it was quick to jump up there.
Yeah, they were competing. They were
yeah.
competing for his attention for a long time.
This is
so there's
such
Yes.
a small group,
But we're
tied
hearing-
together group.
Yeah, but we're hearing it wasn't actually about burning Selena. She really didn't intend to do that. She was just trying to really uplift Bella and make her feel great because everyone sees that she's really depressed over this.
Burning
And-
Selena
and-
was just like a bonus, like a side bonus.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So what we're hearing is that Bella, when they broke up, really didn't see it as the end. She figured that they would get back together. She'd be able to win him back,
And now
and
these
that
photos.
this is just killing her, and that she's been a little bit about trying to get people to take sides because she's kind of on the warpath about the fact that Selena moved in here. Now
But there's
see,
also
but the thing
phases
is
of a
that
breakup. So
Right.
I understand they broke up and then she probably thought this was a fling, but our reporting is saying that seeing them move on like this and this trip and
That's so
everything,
hard.
it's really killing her.
Oh,
That's what's taking a
I mean,
toll.
any woman can understand that.
Yeah.
When your ex,
'Cause he's moved on so
yeah,
fast.
moves on really fast with somebody else and is really happy. But listen, sometimes that does happen. They genuinely fall for somebody else, and
Yeah.
that works out. But so you can't. I can completely understand how she feels. However, you can't force people to take sides. And the person who's trying to be Switzerland and all this, of course,
is Miss Switzerland
Yeah,
herself,
that's
Taylor
right, Taylor
Swift.
Swift. Because
Taylor Swift should just change her middle name to Switzerland.
Yeah. Because she's good friends with Selena, but she's also really good friends with Gigi.
Yeah.
And so
Bella too.
yeah, so she's feeling torn and doesn't want to take sides.
Oh,
on
Taylor's
this.
happy about this though. Taylor loves a good love story. She loves seeing her friends.
I think she's just happy
uplifted
that it's
by
not her
love.
who's caught in the middle, right?
Yeah,
or she's
true.
not in really involved directly.
She's probably just happy that Selena's finally really seriously fallen for somebody and it's not Bieber.
Yeah.
Besides Bieber, because Selena just could not break up and get over Justin
It's
for
true.
so many years.
And if you're that friend who's always on the other end of the phone call,
That's
this is
right.
like the
The
best
heart
news
wants
you could
what
get.
the heart wants.
Like you don't have to listen about. She's not calling about Bieber anymore. This is amazing. Like you know, we all have that friend.
Katrina, have you ever been in that situation where like you have a friend group and like two of your best friends are fighting and you're kind of like you're sad about it, but then you're like, I'm glad I'm not in this one.
Yeah.
That's Taylor
Of
Swift right
course.
now. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not involved. Thank God. Because
Yeah.
usually Taylor has
Totally.
like, I don't know, she attracts. She's a magnet for like all kinds of drama, especially after that Kanye West thing. But anyway, speaking of drama, we should probably move.
Wait, one
move
other
along.
last
Yeah.
piece here, though. Justin Bieber was asked at some event what he thought of the Weeknd's music, and then he said he thought it was whack.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
TMZ caught him. He was like heading to his car. I think he was like kind of joking around, but he's like, he doesn't not going to listen to it. He's like, said that shit's whack.
Yeah,
So.
but now
Yeah.
he might not be going to the Grammys, right? Maybe he
Oh,
doesn't
that's
want
right.
this running.
He's not going to the Grammys.
Which is very disappointing because he's nominated, and I thought that he was going to be super excited about being nominated for
Four nominations,
several,
including Album of
four
the Year.
nominations. Album of the Year. How can he not go? Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly he thinks that the Grammys are irrelevant for young artists, but coincidentally, The Weeknd is performing there.
Yeah, so it's
business,
interesting.
little business, and maybe a little bit personal.
Yeah.
I think.
Anyway, I hope he changes his mind, and then because if he wins Album of the Year, we want to see him. We want to
And-
see him win.
And let's not forget he's Canadian. So
Oh, that's yes, of course. And I want to see a Canadian win.
Of course. But, you know, it's not all love. There has also been a lot of drama this weekend thanks to Scott Disick and his bevy of models. I don't
When
know
is this
how
guy going
Kourtney
to grow
Kardashian
up?
does it. Yeah, so the
The
family.
Lord, the man, just been living
Oh,
his best
goodness.
life. I love Scott Disick.
Well, what's interesting
I know
about
you
this
want to be
is-
Scott Disick.
he
this-
lives such a life.
But Scott and Kourtney were really having such a great New Year. They went on 2 trips together, one with the kids, one like a great ski trip with their friends. And then
They went to Disneyland together.
Exactly.
They were doing a lot of nice family things.
it
They were
really
hanging out.
seems-
Supposedly he moved back in.
Yeah, it really seemed like they were going to reconcile, give it another try. And then all of a sudden, the family jets off to Costa Rica, and Kourtney is looking better than ever. There's even pictures of Scott like
She
checking her out.
Looks amazing.
And then
like,
that's where it all went down,
amazing.
right?
Well, you see, first of all, we had her. Well, he went to Dubai with Kim, remember?
Yes.
And he was supposed to be chaperoning Kim and being like her hangout buddy. And then he disappeared in Dubai. He went MIA. So then Kourtney got pissed, as I don't blame her.
Yeah, and
she
she went out
goes
with
out
Bieber.
with Justin Bieber till 3 a.m. in a see-through lacy bustier showing off her nipples.
And then he comes running back home. But, you know, things still seem to be great. And then when they went off to Costa Rica, it looked like they were there together. But now there's a new report saying that he actually brought another girl there, right, Gino?
Yeah, TMZ reported that the crew was all there. They were filming for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and then he secretly flew in like this girl that he was hanging out with
crazy.
to stay in the same hotel that the crew was staying in. And the crew,
So like the B-list hotel?
yes, the crew went to Kim Kardashian and
and
Kris
spilled
Jenner
the beans.
and
course.
ratted him out.
I
And
mean,
then
you
he-
don't get anything. Nothing's going down at E that Kris Jenner
So
and Kim
he was-
Kardashian don't know
That's
about.
right.
So he was caught red-handed, and then he made his escape down to Florida.
And apparently they had a huge fight, right?
Yes,
Kris
yes.
and Kim and Scott.
Chris and Kim apparently, according to TMZ, confronted Scott, and they had a giant blowout. And he called a plane. He made his escape down to Florida, and that's where
He
caught.
called a plane. How does he afford to call
He's
a
the Lord,
plane?
Bonnie.
He's the Lord, Bonnie. He is a Lord. And that's
sure
where,
Ryan
that's
Seacrest was paying
and in
for that
Florida,
plane.
that's where we caught him lounging with a bevy of
Yeah,
bikini
not
clad
even just
models.
Total,
one.
not one. We saw him
Yeah,
make
there
out
was
with
two.
two different models.
The sequence
of,
of events,
course.
Bonnie, tell us a little bit about her, and I'll just catch everyone up. The sequence of events, so everyone's thinking Scott and Kourtney are, on better terms, and then he's in Miami in a pool with like these girls that are scantily
Yeah,
clad.
and his arms on them and kissing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is called Jessica Harris, and she's 25. Of course, they're always younger. So
Yeah.
Courtney's 37. This girl is 25.
Women in their
and
30s
she's
aren't-
a model.
Well, Bonnie, women in
Kourtney
their 30s aren't
Kardashian-
hanging around hotel
I know.
pools.
I
Kourtney
know.
Kardashian looks amazing in a
Yes.
bikini. She's posted so many photos of her
Well,
on this
she
trip.
posted
She's so
she posted
hot.
a nude shot of herself
Yeah.
in the waterfall there, like totally nude.
It doesn't matter how. Like Kourtney Kardashian looks gorgeous. She's the
I-
full
I-
package. Come
that's-
on, Gino.
That's not my point. My
Okay.
point is when you're a guy like Scott, the girls that are hanging around and want to
Yeah.
party and are in the pool and are down for
guess.
whatever are in their 20s. They are not
Okay.
his age.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you think, I guess maybe you can explain this, Gino. like, you think you'd get sick of that, having just a bunch of girls that are a lot younger. Like, what do you have in common besides sex?
And he has a family,
Sex.
you know? It's not even like Kourtney's just a long-term girlfriend. She's the mother of his 3 children. And we're actually hearing that, as heartbreaking as it is, and even though Kourtney was thinking of taking him back, that it's his partying that really kills her and makes her worried. Because when he's a great dad, he's great. But Mason's getting older now. He really needs his dad at home. And it interferes with their family life when he's off like this.
For sure, but
It's
wait,
not
Totally.
we jumped the gun on this story though. So he was caught with this one model.
Yeah.
Her name is Jamie.
Okay, let me tell you. Her real name is Jessica Harris, but she goes professionally by J. Lynn, and she is rep by Model Mayhem. So I guess she's based in Miami. She's also an actress and a spokesperson host, though we're not clear what she's a spokesperson.
You're getting to my favorite
host.
fact.
She also has a fraternal twin.
I'm sure Scott doesn't mind that.
Called Alexandra Harris.
hot.
They're not identical twins, we don't think, and I guess they just met somehow at a club or hotel in Miami. But she is an outspoken political activist, and she fully
Scott is
supported
mature
the
then.
Women's March on
Oh,
Washington.
Maybe
Bonnie,
Scott
you're a
has
fan.
matured.
So there's this photo of her and Scott in this pool, and she's got her legs wrapped around him, and he's got her arms around
Oh,
her.
it's like
and they look
Chloe
like they're-
Bartoli, part 2,
It looks like they're in the
3,
middle
4.
of something. And then wait for it. The very next day, we get photos of
Yes.
him cuddling on a chaise lounge with yet
Another
another
girl.
mystery blonde. And there's tons of photos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we don't know who this other girl is. So there's 2 in Miami.
At least.
And
Because he
then-
probably had a different one every
But
day, or
there's-
one for the morning, one for the night.
But there's the girl in Costa Rica, and then there's the 2 girls in Miami. Now we don't know. Maybe the
One
second.
of the girls
I
in
think,
Costa Rica, the girl in Costa Rica could be the
I
one
think
in Miami.
maybe the blonde who
Yeah.
he was caught with on the chaise lounge cuddling with was
Jalen
actually
is
the
blonde
girl
too, right?
from Costa Rica. And while she was while she was making her flight from Costa Rica to Florida, that's when he had to fill his time with that other girl. I don't know. Her plane was late.
And let's just remember that when Scott blew things up with Kourtney last summer, excuse me, it was he ran to Miami that time too, and that's where he also was
Well, you
like
know what they say about
cuddling,
old
kissing,
habits.
hanging on lounge chairs with other
Yeah.
young models. They were all in their early 20s.
Well, you know what they say about old habits, but our reporters are also saying that Khloe Kardashian, who's always really champions for Scott, and they have a great friendship, she's always there for him, is just heartbroken over this too, because she hates seeing Kourtney have to go through this. She thinks Scott
What do you mean
should
you're
be
talking about Kim?
No, Chloe thinks
Oh,
Scott
Chloe.
should be more discreet with who he's hooking up with. If he wants to do it, to try to keep it out of the news, because for the sake of his children, like they are
Yeah.
going to be able to Google this stuff, and she
They
just
will
doesn't think it's
think
cool.
about that. Think about
It
that,
is
Scott.
humiliating, especially the timing of
But
everything.
also, why doesn't he want to spend more time with his kids? Like, if you had Mason and little Penelope and Rain, why wouldn't you want to be with them all the time?
You gotta be
I would.
You got to be sober when you're with your kids, and that's not
Yeah.
fun. Boring.
Oh, Gino. Yeah, Gino, you got to be sober if you come to work.
I'm being sarcastic.
was-
This is
I was
irony,
shipping a
irony here.
reunion.
Scott. We've heard, obviously that Scott, and we've
Yeah,
seen
he
on the
has his
show that he
demons.
has a bit of a drinking problem.
More than a bit.
Alcohol's always been a big problem for him. There's that famous clip of him on the show where he's like passed out and someone is carrying him up the stairs. He's like totally limp.
Slam.
Well, what
the
about when he
wall
went to
in
the
Miami.
hospital?
Slam the wall in Miami, yeah.
Yeah. So, and Katrina, as you were saying earlier, he has this party lifestyle. And we
Mm-hmm.
also heard that, as you were saying, that Kourtney doesn't even really care about these random hookups anymore.
Yeah.
She does care about Scott and his health, and she's
Like, she can
concerned
live
about
with them.
this.
She's an adult.
Yeah, but she kind of gets it just one after the other. And it doesn't really mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like kind of a part of his issue. I don't know if Scott is having. I don't know if he's having fun doing all this. I feel like he's a bit out of control, but maybe I'm wrong.
But I think that's sad. Like, why does she have to accept that?
Well,
Like,
I think
she
she's-
deserves better.
I don't think she accepts it in the sense that they're together and he's doing this. I
Right.
think she just is like, it's one, what really bothers her here. She's like, he can go off and do whatever he wants with whoever, but it's the partying that's concerning to her because of her children.
Yeah.
Totally.
Seems to be the issue.
Well, I'm with you, Kourtney, and I just hope you meet somebody else who's fabulous one day and you can
Yeah.
forget about Scott Disick.
Yeah.
But hey, super congrats again to Beyonce.
Yeah, really exciting.
And
news.
also Selena, finding love with The Weeknd. We're giving it our A-OK.
We're about it. And be sure to
We
check
are.
back for more updates.
Yeah. We'll be
Yes.
back next week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.